This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
You all right there, Todd?
This is going to be hard. This is Wretched Radio. Decades now, I think, spent trying to encourage fellow evangelicals to share their faith and witness to people so that they can get saved and make sure that they have their priorities straight, that they're in alignment with God's priorities, because God is about saving people. Why? Because it puts God's gracious character on full display when people repent and put their trust in Jesus Christ. So I always thought, well, okay, then we should go to, what was it that Jesus said? Yeah, the highways and the byways, and compel people to come in. But looks like I was wrong. I don't know if your news outlet reported this, but after the victory of Karen Handel, mass revival has broken out in Cobb County and Clayton County and first whatever the other county is, where Karen Handel won, beating the Democrats supported by San Francisco and Hollywood. And now it looks like pretty much everybody in the county got saved. So I was completely wrong.
Really?
But no, nobody got saved. We got to be preaching the gospel for that, and we're commanded to do so. I would like to encourage you to consider two things. Number one, how could you be sharing your faith? Where can you get started in witnessing to somebody, anybody? Do you know that you're never going to see most people ever again? Seriously. You're not going to bump into them. And even if you do, they're not going to be like, oh, there's that person who... Okay, unless you're like flaky and weird, they might remember you. But otherwise, if you're gracious the way we're supposed to be, they're not going to point at you and go, oh, that's the guy who tried to share the faith with me. Probably not going to see him anyway. Give it a go. Give it a run. Second thought for your consideration. Support a ministry that's doing that. I got to tell you, Tomorrow Clubs, it is downright exciting to be sponsoring a Tomorrow Club these days. Their kids are getting saved all over Eastern Europe because of the Tomorrow Clubs. You could support them. $30 a month, 30 disciples. They take care of the kids. They teach them the Bible. They preach the gospel. They sing songs. They even try to help them gain some skills so that they can be equipped to live in the world, especially the kids in the orphanages. TomorrowClubs.org. What are you doing to be a part of what God is desiring to do? And that is to save people. Because I got to tell you, politics are very nice, but nobody's getting saved from them. Let's do some church news, shall we? Jesus Christ the Lord, she is his new creation, my spirit. It's not even a good organ, and yet it sounds otherly. From heaven he came and sought her to be his holy bride. Made it like a contemporary song.
Yeah, it doesn't sound otherly anymore.
See, exactly. Shouldn't our worship of God sound a little bit different than a Three Dog Night concert? I'm sorry, I tried to be hip and relevant. That's really the best that I could do.
Hey, they sang Joy to the World, so that's kind of sort of Christian.
Do we have a Three Dog Night worship? Sounds to me.
No.
That would make
Eli's
us very
coming.
contemporary if we did that one,
Eli,
Joey.
like the high priest that took Samuel under his wing.
Yeah.
So close enough. We got the makings of it.
Wait. Three Dog Night, the high priest who took Samuel under his wing.
Eli.
Oh,
Eli's coming.
no.
Better hide your heart, girl.
Okay, so I'm with Chuck Negron. He was one of the lead singers. Don't ask. I was with Chuck Negron. There were two lead singers, I think, for Three Dog Night. At any rate,
Shouldn't there have been three?
There were three, but there were two lead singers. The other guy he was like Timothy B. Schmidt. He just sang harmony a lot.
So it was more like Cream.
And sure. I love cream with a little bit of sweetener. I know it's not good for you, but in the coffee, very nice. The cream,
A little ginger.
and the sugar. From Gilligan's Island? What does she have to do with my morning
Ginger
cup of
Baker
coffee?
was the drummer for Cream.
So I'm with Chuck Negron, and we were talking about how people goof up songs. You don't hear them right. And so he said my favorite was when a guy came up to him and said, "Excuse me, Mr. Negron, I've just been wanting to know this. Why did Eli have to hide his Honda?" Chronic lyricosis, I believe is what that is called. That should be in the DSM-5. You know what? Biblical counseling is so profound, it could probably even help with that. Guessing. Church news. Oh, boy. The Church of England. The chief. I don't know what that means, but they've got all kinds of offices in the General Synod. The Church of England yesterday suggested it will offer transgender Christians rechristenings with their new names. Vicars cannot rebaptize those who have changed sex because, well, it's only one baptism, but could use existing services of welcome to announce a new name before God. The advice is likely to be endorsed next month by the church's parliament, the General Synod. This is a classic example of a church that is trying to bow toward the culture and to make people happy. We for hundreds of years, we've said only one baptism, so we can't do another baptism on the same human entity. Can we use the word human? We can't do that, but what we could do is reintroduce their name to God because they've changed gender. It's a hat tip to the transgender community to say something. Don't be mad at us. Where does this come from? Who is leading this? And the answer is King Rehoboam. And you say, King Rehoboam is deader than Rich Little's career. But he's alive and well in the person of Justin Welby. He retired from being a medical doctor. I think there was a split with him and James Brolin, and he became the Archbishop of the Church of Canterbury. Justin Welby. Here's the insight from the article, why they are considering rechristenings, not rebaptisms, rechristenings, a service. The move follows humiliation for Archbishop Welby in February when his attempt to secure a compromise in the church's 30-year struggle over gay rights when it collapsed, you recall. Liberals did not accept a refusal to allow same-sex marriage, while traditionalists rejected the idea that churches might say prayers to celebrate gay relationships. So apparently Welby's compromise was, we won't do weddings, but we'll pray for you as you get married at a government office. Nobody was happy. And I would like to suggest to you that is the reason that the Church of England is crumbling, and it is. Some survey, we read it, I think, last week. They were saying that within, I think, 30 years, there will be no more Anglicans born because there won't be any more. They're just gone. Done. This is why. Because the leader is King Rehoboam. This is a classic demonstration of the king of the northern tribes who didn't want his people going to do proper worship in Jerusalem because he felt like he might lose them. He might not be able to lead them because they would recognize we need to be in Jerusalem if we're going to be obedient to God. So what did he do? He built altars in the high places. That was the sin of King Rehoboam. The sin wasn't the building of the altars per se. It was. But it was not doing it God's way. Not leading biblically. Compromise. Do your sacrifices there. You don't need to go there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Trying to make the people happy so that they wouldn't abandon his leadership and go down to his rival King Jeroboam. That is Archbishop Justin Welby. Last time I checked, it did not end well for King Rehoboam. Ain't going to end well for Justin Welby. Church news story number 2. The emergent church alive and well. Ludi, my buddy Ludi Creech in Ireland. He is a rarity. I think it was about 2 Saturdays ago. He Skyped. He took the kids out into the streets to, was it beg for money? No. Invite people to church? No. It was to evangelize. Imagine that. Part of Operation Mobilization. He sent me this article, What We Believe. This is from some church. Just listen to this statement of faith. We are a Christian community, but have discovered in our Christian heritage more ways to be Christian than we thought. We share a hunger for spiritual growth, wholeness, and wisdom, but we don't impose on one another what that should look like, as long as it doesn't look conservative and Bible-based. I added that last part, but this is a big church. And this is an example that the emergent church movement, while it is no longer formally recognized as such, the seeds from that movement have scattered every place. Unfortunately, the emergent movement alive and kicking. Until tomorrow, go serve your king.
Thanks for listening to the Wretched segment du jour. If you'd like more Wretched, you can listen to the most current stream for free at wretched.tv/listen, or you can become a club member and listen to our entire archive. Wretched, reaching the lost, equipping the saints, and strengthening the local church.